Testing, testing, testing.
I hear you loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, I'm not hearing a thing.
Let's
Testing,
move
test.
'em.
There it goes. Test, 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 test.
You hear me? You hear me?
I do. I hear
One loud
you
and clear.
good.
1, 2.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
1, 1, 1. Might be a little loud, but I think we're fine.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jimmy Jones here with Rosendo Caballero. We're getting ready to get started. They're going to have senior night here tonight in Eunice, and so they've got a little ceremony that they're going to do. When they finish that ceremony, then we will proceed forward to doing something else. We're just kind of checking our mics at this point. We
Yes,
want
sir.
to do a mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Mic check, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. In, out. Good, bad.
All right, so we're going to jump off. We're going to turn our mics off for just a minute. We'll listen to the senior night. We'll also listen to ourselves to see if our sound sounds okay. Thank you for listening. We'll be right back on the line. Testing, testing. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knollmark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Lady Cardinal Volleyball here from Joe Langston Gymnasium in Eunice, New Mexico. I'm Jimmy Jones alongside Rosendo Caballero and Charlie Fairbrush. We will be teaming up to provide you with some play-by-play, some entertainment, and probably a little comedy, as is typical for our broadcast. I want to welcome Rosendo and Charlie to the booth again and to the broadcast. Like I said, Charlie's on the camera. Rosendo was asked to walk down and announce the volleyball girls. I guess they're doing some sort of special thing here as they get started. They just finished with senior night, so he'll be up here shortly. You can watch this game or listen at hobbsamerica.com by Eunice Sports YouTube page. Today, the 16-5, number 7 ranked Lady Cardinals will be hosting district rival Jow, the Jow Lady Panthers, in a District 4 2A matchup. Jow is trying to finish the season with their heads up and end on a good note. For Eunice, these last 2 games are very, very important. This Lady Cardinal team has tons of potential. The latest rankings have them positioned in the number 7 spot in 2A volleyball. They have been ranked as high as number 4 and as low as number 8 over the last couple of months. In one moment, I'm going to adjust some sound on my end.
You get a lot of feedback? Wow.
Yeah, a lot of noise from the. They've got the radio playing pretty loud here. So, anyway, they've been ranked as high as number 4 and as low as number 8 over the last couple of months. That ranking and record are very important because it is the last week of the regular season of volleyball. The New Mexico Activities Association state volleyball brackets will be released this weekend. As with the football brackets, the NMAA chooses the teams and seeds them based off the 6 criteria points. Those points are, number 1, max preps ranking. I hear people all the time say, oh, those rankings don't matter. Well, you're wrong. They definitely matter because that's one of the 6 criteria they use for bracketing and determining whether you get into the state tournament. Number 2, overall record. Once again, I hear people all the time saying, oh, these games don't matter. Well, you're wrong again. They definitely matter. That record is probably going to be our key to getting in for sure into this state tournament. Number 3, finish in district play. Number 4, wins against district champion regardless of the classification. So it doesn't matter what classification you're playing into, whether you play down, whether you play up. If the person that you're playing against wins their district and you beat them, you get a point for that. Head-to-head, if you've played any of the folks, we have not played anybody ranked ahead of us. Everybody that we have played is ranked below us. Tatum, Cloudcroft, Hagerman, they're all behind us right now in the rankings. Coach's input form. That is the big elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. The coach's input form is not the coach's poll that everybody sees online. That's what everybody seems to think. I will tell you, as a former coach, there are games played with the coach's input form. If I see myself seated side by side with somebody who might have a team that I think is going to beat us, I would personally seed them lower in my coach's input form because I know that's going to give me those points over them in the coach's input form. And if you think that doesn't happen, you're crazy, because I guarantee you in my coaching days, I've spoke to a lot of coaches across the state, and there are definitely games played with the coach's input form, and nobody gets to see those. So nobody's worried about, oh, they won't like me if I do this. They will rank themselves number 1, and the teams that are closest to them won't even make their input form just because that takes those points away from that team. And that's just the way it works. Unfortunately, it's the way the system is set up. So 12 teams will be included in this year's state volleyball tournament. The top 4 will get an automatic first-round bye and will go straight to Albuquerque. Seeds 5 through 12 will face off against each other in a first-round single elimination game that will be played at the higher seeds' home gym. For example, number 5 will host number 12. Number 6 will host number 11. 7 host 10, and so on and so on. So that's the way this is going to work. Once you make it to Albuquerque, there will be 8 teams up there. It will be a seeded double elimination bracket. So basically you can lose twice once you get there. So that's the way this whole setup is going to be. The Lady Cards come into this game with a 16-5 overall record and a 4-2 district record. They have 2 games remaining tonight, and then they play Hagerman in a big one later in the week. The current Max Preps rankings, as I mentioned, have them at the number 7 spot. We currently have the 4th best overall record in 2A volleyball, so that's a huge plus for us because that's one of the criteria.
Yes, it is.
They also have wins over some potential district champs, including a win over our own district champ, which will be Tatum. Eunice also has 3 wins over Dexter. Dexter has 1 game remaining, and if they win it, they win district. If they lose it, they'll end up tied, and it looks to me like it would go to a set count, so they would probably lose it. So we really, I've never been a big Demon fan, but I'm cheering for the Demons this week because if they win district, that's automatically 3 points that we get from that category because we've beat them 3 times. We also have a win over Pine Hill. Pine Hill is also in a tie for first place in their district right now. They have 1 game remaining against the team they're tied with this week. If they win, that's another point that we get this week in our criteria. So if Dexter and Pine Hill can win, it would be huge for these Lady Cardinals in their seeding. I think we'll get in one way or the other, but having those criteria points determines where your seed is at.
Which makes a big difference.
Huge difference. So you can see how important tonight's game and Thursday night's game will be for these Lady Cardinals. Thursday night, Eunice will travel to Hagerman to face the Lady Bobcats in once again a very important game. When talking about individual players on this team, of course you got to mention 6'3" junior hitter Caitlyn Gallant. She's an all-state hitter from last year and a multiple-time state champion thrower in track and field. She's powerful, she's long, and when she's on, which is a key, when she's on, she can hit it as hard as anyone, and when she's hitting it down and onto the floor, it is almost unstoppable. During the last couple of months, she has played really well. We'll see if that continues here tonight. Kiki Parker is another All-Stater from last year. She does a little bit of everything. She can play the front row, she plays the back row, she serves the ball as good as anyone, and she's just started doing that the last few weeks, but she does a really good job there. Kiki she has huge potential and is very important to this Lady Cardinal volleyball team. Libero Chloe Jones is as quick and athletic as any of the young ladies that are on our team. She has really stepped up during the second half of this season and has become somewhat of a leader down there on the floor. She dives around that back line, keeps a lot of balls in play. Bella Garrett, one of only 3 seniors. She plays front row and is a great blocker. She's best when she's at the net blocking. We've talked about that before. That is definitely her cup of tea. That is her specialty. She's good at it. Yolanda Granados is a junior who plays both the front and back row. She does a little bit of everything. She's one of those kids that never really makes like a highlight play, but just doesn't make too many errors either. She struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks. I had written kind of these descriptions out about these young ladies a few weeks ago, and over the last couple of weeks and a couple of those losses, especially Hagerman and Tatum, she struggled and made some mistakes that she's not normally
accustomed
making.
to doing.
Yes. Senior Denise Rangel is probably the vocal leader for this team. She's athletic and has all the tools to be a great player for the Lady Cardinals. She's got to get more consistent if these Lady Cardinals are going to move deep into the playoffs. Kelly Stinson's a sophomore setter and outside hitter. She's been out for a few games, but she pretty much plays any position but seems to do some setting when she's in there most of the time. She's been a starter most of the season. The last month and a half or so, she's been coming in off the bench. She definitely has a bright future for the Lady Cards as she's only a sophomore. Tinley Acosta has worked her way recently into a starting position. She's a hustler, she's athletic, she's scrappy, she's just a great young lady, and she's had some great plays the last few games.
Yes, she has.
Dee Dee Zamora has come on strong the last few weeks. I say that, and I think she missed the last few games.
Yes, sir, but she's back on the court tonight.
She is out there. So she's been getting good playing time in the front row. She can jump and continues to improve each week. Vivi Ornales has become somewhat of a serving specialist for this Lady Cardinal team. She serves a kind of a curving-looking knuckleball that's a line drive, and it seems to give teams fits. So she comes in and serves and plays a little back row. Usually after she serves and maybe plays one rotation, she goes off and then doesn't come back in until it's time to serve.
Here lately, she's been setting for the team here.
Okay, all right. So that'll be interesting to see how she does tonight. And then finally, Mckenna Mcbee is the only freshman on this group. She's another defensive specialist. She serves well. She's got good feet, hand-eye coordination. She's quick. She'll be one to watch in the future. But as we've mentioned before, she can definitely help this team out this year as well. The Lady Cardinals are coached by Robbie Robinson. She is assisted by Misty Heiner. Today's game, it's Eunice versus Jal, the Lady Cardinals versus the Lady Panthers. This is a rivalry game. Anytime these two schools face off, it could be tic-tac-toe, it could be chess, it could be football, volleyball, it doesn't matter. It's typically one heck of a battle. So we are ready for what looks to be a heck of a game today here in Eunice. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Volleyball on the Nullmark Broadcasting Network. We are getting ready to go. Recindo, any thoughts?
Yes, sir. The key word is we got to be consistent. The last couple of games we haven't been consistent on finishing games and playing hard, or in other words, we're usually out-hustled. We're getting out-hustled in some games. Tonight, we just need to focus and get a win here and move on to the next game and just keep moving that momentum.
You know, something that I noticed, and this is kind of just something from my own perspective, but I'm not a volleyball coach. Those coaches know a heck of a whole lot more about it than me, but just sitting up here watching. Last week, I was watching online, and Kiki's got some cousins. It's Mariah's kids that live over in Midland, Odessa, somewhere over there, and they are volleyball fanatics. They travel around the country.
She plays for a club, didn't she?
Yeah, oh, yeah, and right now their team's in like the Texas State playoffs. And so I was watching some games last week where they were playing live, and it was in Fort Worth. The difference that I see in a team like that is when our first touch, it goes to a setter, and our setter's usually standing somewhere near the half-court circle.
Okay.
That's where they're almost always at. And our first touch has to go right up there to that circle so that we can get a good set. And then a good set leads to our power, which is what we do best with Caitlyn and Kiki slamming it down usually. Watching that team, when other teams have good hitters, Tatum and Hagerman do, their first touch from those defensive players is just to keep the ball in play. They very seldom take those spikes and put them right up there to the circle. Their setter is running out from under that net all the way up almost to the free throw line sometimes, or out of bounds sometimes. They'll set it backwards, sideways, or whatever, back up toward the net, and then the hitters are approaching the net, and they're hitting it wherever it's at. It may be back at that line back there, or it may be on the net. Our hitters stand at the net and do a little 1-2 jump, and our setters stand in the circle and wait on that first touch to go right to them. And so, like I said, I'm not a volleyball person, but watching them, they're amazing. I don't know if you ever watched those kids play.
No.
You get a chance, and Mariah or one of them streams their games. That is something I noticed that is extremely different with ours. You see our setters and our hitters constantly, every set, at some point they run into each other right there because they all want to stand right in front of the net.
The traffic in the center of the court.
Yep.
And what it is, on most teams, you have different type of teams. You might have a speed team, which is fast. They move real quick. Anyone who can hit it, anybody can jump and spike it. Our team is more like a power hitting team. Like in baseball, you have that power hitter. Mm-hmm. If it's in the zone, he's going to crush it, and that's what we kind of a setup that we have. We have that first hit is going to be to our setter. It's generic volleyball, but it works for us. What we have, the people on the court that we have at this time, it works just fine. And I understand what you're saying, that we need to be more quicker, more elusive, I guess you could say, moving the ball to the right or to the left. We're kind of tricking the other team how we're going to do it. But right now, the people we have on the court is that we play power volleyball, I guess you can call it, right, where you have to stop, set, and go. And because you made a comment earlier where the girls, the spikers, sit at the net, they've been taught that from day one to do that. So.
Right, and that is something that we are that is something that I have grown accustomed to seeing as a spectator, because I've had multiple kids that have come through this program. That is just our style. It's the way we
it's
we
our
do
bread
things.
and butter.
And when we have teams that don't have strong hitters, then we're able to take that first touch and put it in the circle, and our setter sets it. But when you face those teams, Hagerman, Tatum gives us fits, Cloudcroft gives us fits. Those teams that have good, strong hitters, we're trying to place that first touch up there into the circle to put it in the first spot.
And that's the advantage they have, because they already know what we're going to do.
Yes.
That's what happens when you have a power hitter. They know how to set up. And with this whole technology nowadays, they watch film and they know how they can predict or.
Right.
But I'm going to have to be excused for a second, so I got to go.
Sounds good. We'll see you down there as you're coming back from announcing. So Resendo's headed down. He's going to do a little announcing down at the court side, just to announce the players and whatnot as they're getting ready to go. Want to make sure we thank our sponsors: Parker Energy Services, Brett and Penny Parker, Devon Energy, the group of Steve Almaguer, Jared Armstrong, Bryce Jenkins, Ryan Dean, and Mr. Ornalis. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew. The Eunice Health Clinic, Leon Reeves, Brian Nicky, Elmer Romero, Aaron Pascal, Yachty, and all the gang. The Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Ashley Davis, David Gallegos, and all the staff. Cardinal Hardware, Ashley Davis, Chris Myers, Miss Ortega, and all the gang down at Cardinal Hardware. The City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas, the Whitmire family, and Bart Parker. While we've got a second, we'll make sure everybody remembers that today is voting day. Most of your local elections have something going on today. Very important. These local elections are very important. Sometimes the numbers, as far as the percentages of people that show up for these local elections, is extremely low, and it makes absolutely no sense to me. These elections affect you more on a day-to-day basis than any of the national elections, but in the national elections we'll have tons of people show up to vote, and these local elections we typically don't. So make sure to get down there and vote. If you're, you can go vote anywhere in the county. You just have to turn in your information, give them your stuff, and they'll print your sheet out so that you can vote. So don't forget to vote. Very important. Today is voting day. Want to wish those candidates that are out there running for different things the best of luck. You know, the thing that I think some people struggle with sometimes when it becomes election time is you're not always going to agree with everybody, and especially these city elections. It doesn't matter whether you're from the same party or not. Different people have different viewpoints and guidelines, and that's okay. You see a lot of people that jump out there, decide to run for something, and once they run and get out there, they figure out that there's a lot of heat involved in that, and they don't like the sometimes negativity that comes with it, and they say, the heck with this, I'm getting out of the frying pan, and I'm gonna let somebody else do this a while. So a lot of folks that run, once they get elected, they figure out that there's a lot more to it, and you can't make everybody happy, and I can tell you, I personally, for one, understand that. So anyway, all of you that are running, we appreciate you being willing to sacrifice, because it is a sacrifice. It takes time away from your families and your normal routines of things that you do. We appreciate those of you that are out there willing to sacrifice as such. So thank you, guys. As we get ready to start the game, I want to make sure I go over our rosters here. For Eunice, number 0, Chloe Jones is a sophomore. Number 1, Kiara Parker's a junior. Number 2, Maribel Lopez is a senior. She'll be out hurt today. Number 4, Mckenna Mcbee's a freshman. Number 5, Tinley Acosta's a junior. Number 6, Didi Zamora is back tonight. She is a junior. Number 8, Kelly Stinson is a sophomore. Number 10, Denise Rangel is a senior. Number 11, Isabella Garrett is a senior. Number 14, Yolanda Granados, junior. Number 15, Vivi Ornales, a junior. And number 23, Caitlyn Gallant is a junior. Once again, the coaches are Robbie Robinson, the head coach, and Misty Heiner, the assistant. For Jow, I'm going to chop these names up. I know I am. Every time I look at this, I say I'm going to figure out how to pronounce them all. I apologize. Number 1, Liliani Saceda. Number 2, Yemileth Arzate Lujan. Number 3, Natalie Nunez. Number 4, Alexa Talavera. Number 5, Emily Acosta. Number 7, Araceli Tavares. Number 8, Yardien Fuentes. Number 9, Abigail Ramirez. Number 12, Zeta Fuentes. Number 13, Anesia Herrera. Number 14, Karen Saceda. And then we've got a couple of folks listed here that I'm assuming are managers: Yesenia Bahena, Lacey Green, Joelle Herrera. And then the coaches are Joelle Herrera, statistician, Nicole Herrera, assistant coach, and Lavotis May is the head coach. Coach May's been down there a long time, does a good job. So that is your Jal Lady Panthers for the night. They're getting ready to get started here, I'm assuming. I know they're planning on doing some sort of pregame thing, so they're telling us all to break our little... So it looks like they're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll step away for just a second, turn our mics off. You should be able to hear what's going on. You're listening to Eunice Cardinal Volleyball on the Knollmark Broadcast Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice Cardinal Volleyball, as your Lady Cardinals are hosting their rivals from the south, the Jal Lady Panthers. We had senior night here. They had an interesting introduction to begin things, and so we are getting ready to start. It looks like the Eunice Cardinals are going to have Yolanda Granados up on the front row, getting started here. They're going to have Caitlyn Gallant in the middle, and then they've got Denise Rangel over here on the left side in the front. In the back row, They're going to use the libero, so Chloe Jones will come in. Not exactly for sure who she'll come in for. Looks like Bella Garrett, so Bella Garrett will step off. Chloe, first points of the game, making it 1-0.
That's a very good job on the ladies starting off this way. All that energy.
Lots of energy coming from that announcing that was going on. Here's the serve from Yolanda. That ball hits up into the net, into the ceiling. Number 2, Arzate Lujan tries to save it. She hits it out of bounds. So
she couldn't handle that first hit.
That's 2-0. Yolanda Granaz back to serve again. Here comes the serve. It's hit back to Jal. Jal picks it up, they said, and then they hit it hard, but it's hit into the net. That's Araceli Tavares. Tavares hits it into the net, giving the Lady Cardinals another point.
The ladies are doing a good job right now on this rotation. Very good job.
So 3-0 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. Eunice's Granados back to serve. She hits that first serve over. Jal does a good job this time of keeping it alive, and they return it to the Lady Cardinals. Eunice with a little misconfusion.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, and then Rangel jumps up and just
actually, she didn't jump. She just kind of lackadaisy little small spike there, but
yeah, so
on something like that,
they almost missed the ball.
Yes,
it almost looked like her eyes were closed. So that'll give a point to
senior night, huh?
Yeah. So maybe that turning the lights back on blinded her. That's number 13, Herrera.
Good set, good hit. Oh, it was a bit out.
Gallant, and Gallant powers it out of bounds. That makes it 3-2 in favor of Eunice.
Hopefully she gets it out of the way right now. I mean, the first hit usually goes out of bounds or way too far out, but.
So this is number 13, Herrera, back to serve for the Lady Panthers. She throws it up and hits it over. Rangel with the first touch, over to Parker. Parker with the next touch. Gallant just hits it over. So a free ball for the Lady Panthers as we just hit it to them. And then they slam it right into the net. And looked like Gallant probably got a piece of that one. That was Abigail Ramirez, number 9 for the Panthers, that hit it into the net. It's
yes, sir. The ladies are looking good on defensive side as well.
So 4-2, Chloe Jones back to serve. Here goes the first serve. It's a good one. They bump it up. Here's a little set. Here comes the spike from number 7, Tavares.
Ooh, that was close.
She hits it out of bounds.
That was very close. That's a good call on that line judge, man.
So that's 5-2. The Lady Cardinals up. Jones with the first service point. She's going to throw it up and hit it over. Here it comes. She hits it over here. They get a good first touch. Saucedo with the set.
Oh, it's blocked at the net.
At the net by Rangel.
That's a beautiful block. That's nice. She made up for that lackadaisy spike, right?
That's right.
Oh, that hit.
She
I
woke
apologize.
up and got off the floor that time. So 6-2. Jones with another service point. She's back to serve. Here goes the serve. Jal's first touch is pretty long. They just hit it over. Jones puts it up. Then they hit it over to Parker, and Parker slam dunks it.
Yes, she did. That's a good hit. They're saying there's a balloon covering the camera. Was that earlier?
Yeah, earlier there was this little kid that's standing out here with a balloon. So
somebody said, pop the balloon in front of the camera. As Zhao calls a timeout.
Zhao is taking a timeout. We're getting information from some of our viewers that are saying some of the balloons, the camera's getting behind them, it's hard to see. Yeah. So they've handed out balloons here at Cardinal Gymnasium, Joe Langston Gymnasium today, so there's a bunch of them floating around. We apologize. So,
for senior night.
Yes, a senior night deal. Also for elections, we got the elections going on, so a lot of balloons around town.
A lot of red balloons, is that what you're trying to say?
Red and blue. 7-2 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
That is the most nerve-wracking thing to go out there and read somebody's name and chop it all up.
Oh, yeah. So Jones is back to serve. They're ready. She gets the whistle. She throws it up and hits it over. It's a good one. The first touch goes into the ceiling. That was number 13, Herrera, whose first touch went into the ceiling off the Jones serve. That's going to make it 8-2 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
They just can't handle the Eunice's serve today, can they?
Jones with 4 straight service points, and she hits another good
one
right there.
Over a 50-50 ball.
There's a 50-50 ball, and they get another point out of it.
Denise got that, right?
It looked like a Rangel that she was side by side with somebody else, and they both swung at it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Jones with 5 service points now. She's back to serve again. 9-2 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. There's another good one.
Ooh, good Kiki.
Kiki Parker slams it home. 10-2 after the Kiki Parker kill.
I love to see that. When those 50-50 balls are like that, kill them. Yep. Hit them hard. Hit them with authority, and we're doing that right now.
So Jones now with 6 straight service points. Here comes the next serve. They get that one up into the air. They set, and they're going to clear it over.
It's a free
Jones
one.
with the first touch. Granados with the set. Parker at the net tips it, and she got into the net.
That ball was just a little bit over. She did a good job of adjusting in midair trying to hit it.
So it's 10-3 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. Jal now will be serving. Number 1, Liliani Saceda will be serving. She is a junior. She steps forward, throws it up, and hits it over.
Oh, miscommunication.
Acosta and Granados weren't sure who was going to get it, so they both stood there and it hit the floor.
Did it actually land between them?
Yes, right in between them.
I just couldn't believe that.
And now
They're
they're
still
moving
running
back
around.
and forth and back and forth. Look like they're running some lines or something, Moberly drill. Here comes the first touch. It's touched by Acosta. Parker
Good
with the set. They set Bella.
Oh.
Bella hits it out. So it's 10-5. Zhao making a run, trying to get back into this thing.
Which is pretty common.
Coach Robinson doesn't like it. She's going to take a timeout to talk about it.
And it's pretty common. We get up a little bit, and then we relax a little bit, and the other team just starts coming back.
Just seems like we do this every game. The problem that we run into is against your average teams or teams that are weaker than we are typically. That works. Against those really strong teams, those
That's
3,
gonna hurt us.
4, 5-point runs kill us.
Yes. It makes it a tighter game than it really doesn't need to be when we're winning the games.
Yeah. So Eunice is back out on the floor. They don't use too much of the timeout. They're already back out there. There's still 26 seconds remaining on the clock for the timeout. They were out there when there was probably 40 seconds
A
remaining.
little quick game plan. Let's go.
Number 1, Salcedo, back to throw it up. She's going to serve. Throws it up and hits it. It's
nice.
over to Granados. Granados with a good first touch. Hits it to Parker. Parker sets Bella Garrett, and Bella Garrett slams it home for the point.
That's a good slam out there. They called that a hit. I was corrected the other day. I was calling it a spike. So no, it's a hit. So I didn't know that. Did you?
I call it a spike, too. I got hit, spike, slam, dunk.
Is it because we watched Tom Cruise movie? What's it called?
I watched Tom Brady, I guess. There's the first touch there. They're going to set nobody, but they hit it over. So
Good
Jal
job.
does a good job of staying alive.
Good,
Granado's
good.
going to set Parker, and Parker slams
That's
it home.
a good hit.
Slam dunk.
Very good job by
Kiki
number
Parker.
1. Miss Kiki Parker.
What a hit by Kiki
That
Parker.
was a good hit.
And it was a pretty good spike, too.
Yeah.
All right, so you got number 10.
Top Gun,
That's
the
gonna
movie I was
be-
thinking of.
Yeah, Denise Rangel back. She throws it up and hits it over. That's a good serve by Rangel. First touch hits the ceiling, throws off the Lady Panthers. Number 7, Tavares struggled with it. Eunice with another point, 13-5.
That was a good thought. Number 7 had to just kind of push that ball over, and she just missed it on Jal's side.
So Rangel, the senior, back to serve here on senior night. Throws it up, hits it over.
Oh,
Jal
again.
misplays that one again. A great serve by Rangel. That makes it 14-5.
We're doing a great job right now. I'm going to use the word great early in the game or in the set.
So Rangel back there, she's ready again. Coach Robinson directing her where she wants her to serve it to, so she is going to serve it. Here comes the serve. First touch.
Oh, no return.
And that is not returned, so it is now 15-5.
Cardinals, 15-5 Cardinals. Good job.
So Rangel on quite a service run of her own here. She has now served, I believe, 4 straight points for the Lady Cardinals.
I guess we should keep track of that, right?
I kind of jot some things here and there.
But yeah, you got a lot going on over there,
Here's the
too.
next one. That's a good serve. Zhao misplays it, but they keep it alive. Then they're going to set Parker. Parker slams it into the net for a point for the Zhao Panthers.
Did you see a little bit of the confusion like you were talking about earlier?
Yes. Yeah, that is exactly what I was talking about earlier.
And it's too late in the season to be still doing that.
15-6. Here comes the serve by Tavares. Rangel with the first touch.
Oh,
Parker
good push.
just flips it back over. Number 13, that's Herrera, keeps it in play.
Good job,
Jones
Chloe.
with a good pickup in the back. They set Didi Zamora.
Oh,
and
right on the
Zamora
line.
finds a spot down the line.
That's a good job.
So Didi Zamora coming back after a little layoff the last week or so. It's now 16-6 in favor of the Cardinals.
And did you see the Jao defense, how they were set on the sides, and they put the ball in the middle? The same thing you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
You see the difference between Didi and other players out there?
Yes. So here goes Parker. We talked about her serves earlier. She does a good job. Zhao's going to misplay that one.
ball.
And it is now 17-6 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
That's number 1.
So Kiki Parker back to serve. She throws it up. The left-hander slams it. Zhao gets it up into the air. They hit it across. Jones with a good first touch.
50-50 ball.
Number 12, that is Zeta Fuentes that picks that 50-50 ball up there at the net and slams it down our throat.
We just got to get off our feet quicker.
17-7 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. Trying to look here. That looks like number 8, and if that's Yardine Fuentes, or that may be number 9, Abigail Ramirez.
Abigail Ramirez.
Ramirez last time gave us some fits from the service line. Rangel clears that one back across to the Panthers. The Panthers with a good first touch. Then they're just going to clear it back across to the Cardinals.
Give it to her.
Rangel to Stinson. to Didi Zamora. And Zamora almost looked like she caught it left-handed Michael
pushed
Jordan
the ball,
style and was going to like fake out the defense. But unfortunately, the Lady Panthers get the point there.
On something like that, she needs to hit it. She just needs to hit it.
So there goes the serve by Fuentes.
Oh, good.
Nice play there by
good job
Bella.
by
They keep
Jal.
it alive, though. Jal does a good job. Stinson's going to set Zamora, and Zamora hits it into the net. The set was not where it needed to be.
That was too far forward.
Yep. That, once again, goes back to what some of that we talked about at the beginning
Got to
of the
be
game.
consistent, man.
Our stuff, if it's not perfect where it needs to be, it throws our whole rotation out. So here goes number 9, Abigail Ramirez. She gets a good serve. Stinson keeps it alive. Jones is just going to clear it, and she hits it out of bounds.
I mean, right here, it's 17-10 district game. Would you call a timeout already?
Well, she just did, like 3 points ago.
And there's only a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, we don't use it much, but she did call a timeout. So here goes number 9, Abigail Ramirez. That first touch by Stinson's into the air. We misplay the first touch, and then we just have to clear it. Number 1 is going to set number 3,
Wow.
and she hits it out of bounds. That is Natalie Nunez. Hits it
That's
long.
a very good hit on Natalie.
Yep. So it is now 18-10 after the Eunice Cardinals get that point because of the long hit. Bella will be back to serve.
On those hits, they're very close, man. On Eunice side, I'll be playing them.
Yep. So here goes the serve by Bella. She hits it to the back row. They struggle with the first touch. They get it back into play. Number 13 hits it across. That was Herrera. Stinson sets Didi Zamora, and Zamora finds a nice little spot.
But she went into the net.
Somebody got into the net.
I think she's just a little rusty, number 6 out there.
So it is 18-11 after we got into the net there.
And that's the first time we didn't make that many points off the serve.
Yes. And number 12, Zeta Fuentes, is back to serve for the Lady Panthers. She is a senior. She's going to throw it up and hit it. It's a good serve. Over to Jones. Jones with a misplayed first touch.
Oh, wow.
The Cardinals keep it alive. Good play there by Granados. Then we misplay the next spike that came across there.
And then the score is 18-12, which it shouldn't be this close.
Yep, that was Herrera with that good touch there. It's now 18-12. And once again, here goes Fuentes with the first touch. She's going to throw it up and hit it over.
Well, once again, we did not. Man.
With the first touch there is out of bounds into the bleachers. It is
that
18.
Looks familiar, don't it?
Yes, 18-13.
I mean, is there drills you can work on that? I really don't know about
Zeta
how do you practice
Fuentes,
it.
the senior, back to serve again for the Lady Panthers on a run here. Jones with that first touch. Up to Granados.
50-50 ball, and we lost it.
Yep. So it is now 18-14. The Lady Panthers making one heck of a run here. They look like the Lady Cardinals have either went to sleep or the Lady Panthers have come alive looking for some Cardinal meat. So here goes the serve. Rangel with the first touch. Over to Granados. Granados to Gallant. Gallant just bumps it over. Salcedo with the set. They set number 3, Nunez, and she slams it down the Cardinal throat.
Have you noticed most of their points have came from the center of the court when they spike it?
It is 18-15 now.
I can see the look on your face, Mr. Jones. As a coaching perspective, it's tough to get out there and haul out the girls, right? I hear you.
So number 12, Zeta Fuentes, throws it up and serves. She's on quite the service run. Jones with the first touch. Not sure what that was, but anyway, we clear it across. The Panthers now hit it up. They're going to get it to number 13. That's Herrera, who finds an open space right in the middle of the Cardinal defense. It is now 18-16. The Lady Cardinals
have fallen asleep.
After leading by 10 plus, now lead by 2.
Man, that should not be this close.
So Fuentes with the serve. She hits it over to Jones. Jones with the first touch to Granados. Granados to Didi Zamora.
Hit that,
Zamora
girl.
Blocked. And then Caitlyn Gallant saves the day and slams one home. It's now 19-16.
And that's what Kiki needs to do. They keep giving her the ball, and she just kind of love touching it. Just happening. Hit it hard, girl. Hit it with the reason or a purpose.
About Didi?
Yes.
Yes.
Every time. You notice it, too, on both sides of the net.
So Tinley Acosta comes into the game, the junior, back to serve. She's ready to go. She throws it up, hits it over. It's a good serve.
Good serve.
They struggle with it. They keep it alive, though, and they're going to clear it over the net to the Cardinals. Rangel with the first touch. Over to Stinson.
Oh, good back set.
Stinson to Gallant. Gallant slams it home, but Jal keeps it alive. We're back to Gallant again, and this time Gallant
Oh,
hits
it's
it.
out.
Whew. And then my angle
It was
not-
out, and the Eunice girls are calling for a tip at the net. But back to the girls, there's like 3 setters out there, and no confusion again on who was going to set it.
So it's 19-17 here now in favor of the Lady Cardinals. Jow with the serve here. Natalie Nunez back to serve. She throws it up and hits it over. Rangel with the nice first touch.
Oh, and she's blocked at the net.
She gets blocked at the net, and then we just clear it across to let Jow play with it a while. There's the set to Salceda. First touch, good one by Granados. Then we just play it back across again. Jow struggling with their touch. They're going to hit it across.
It's a
and they
good
spin
volley.
it right over the top of the net in front of Rangel and get a point there, and they are within one. It is now 19-18 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. They only lead by one.
By one, coach. By one.
Natalie Nunez, the junior, back to serve. She throws it up and hits it. It's a good one. Jones with the first touch. It's not a very good one.
Help.
And then Gallant hit it into the ceiling, and then Granados couldn't get under it. So it is now tied up.
19-19. And the girls, you can see the pressure on the girls right now compared to the first points we had.
Yeah, we were tearing them up at the beginning. It's now 19-19. Here comes the serve. First touch by Rangel. Granados back to Rangel. Rangel slams it down, but Jow keeps it alive. They're going to clear it back over with Salceda. Jones, Stinson, Gallant. Jow keeps it alive again. Jow's just going to clear it back over. Jones, Stinson, and that set's not where we needed it. Good job there by Tinley Acosta. She keeps it alive. Salceda to Herrera.
Oh, and Herrera misses
hits
it.
it into the net. So a good
That was a
break there
good
from the
volley.
Lady Cardinals.
That was a good volley on both sides of the court, man. They both defended the ball well. Jow misplayed it there.
So 20-19 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. Granados, who started this game, is back to serve. She throws it up and hits it over.
And the crowd gets into it too.
Salceda over to Tavares, and Tavares hits it into the net. It's 21-19. We talked about that pressure getting to the Cardinals a while ago. Now it seems like the pressure is swung the other way. So Granados will be back to serve. Number 14, the senior, here on senior night. She throws it up and hits it over. It's a good serve. Jow gets it back across, though. Granados with the first touch. Over to Rangel. Gallant slams it down, but Jow keeps it alive, and then it hits under the net.
That's a very good hit on Gallant. Keep giving her on her power side. We can call that her power side, correct?
So Jow, yes, and Jow doesn't like it. They're going to take a timeout now. After tying the game back up, Eunice has went on a 3-point run here at the hand of Granados serve. It's 22-19 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
Why didn't we keep this intensity throughout the game, Coach?
Every single set that I think I've watched this year has that swing, that up and down.
roller coaster ride.
I mean, even against the best teams in the state, you take the Hagermans, the Cloudcrofts, some of those teams that, we jumped out to big early leads, and then just, we'll be ahead like 10-2, and then the wheels just fall off. And that has been our MO all season.
I just don't know why I don't have that, I hate to say this, killer mentality on the court.
Yeah.
On the court. Does that make sense?
Yes, it completely does. We've got a great team, and we do some great things, but the wheels just fall off from time to time in the middle of a game. Like I said, we'll be up 10 points, and then the wheels will fall off. The next thing you know, they're tied, and that is what we've done all season. So let's see if the Lady Cardinals can finish this one off. It's 22-19. Granados back to serve. She hits that one over into the middle. Jow with a good first touch. Over to Salceda. Salceda to Tavares. Rangel has a misplayed first touch. The Cardinals just clear it back over. Salceda
to
number 13, Herrera. Gallant at the net with a block.
Give it to her.
Acosta
Give it to her.
To Granados. To Parker.
Oh,
and
bit
Parker
out.
hits it out of bounds. It's 22-20.
Was that Parker? Yeah, number one. It seemed kind of weird there, huh, when she hit the ball?
She was leaned back with that left hand.
That's what it was.
So it's 22-20. The Cardinals need 3 points to finish this one off. Jow says not so quick. Here goes Herrera with the serve. Over to Rangel. Rangel to Parker. Parker to Gallant.
Oh, who's in the net? Jow or?
Gallant is in the net. So it is now 21-20. 22-21.
And Jow has the ball.
Yep. Herrera.
Got to break the serve, ladies.
The freshman back to serve for the Lady Panthers. She throws it up, does a little jump serve, hits it over toward Parker. Parker to Rangel. Rangel back to Parker. Parker slams it down. Jow struggles with it, but they keep it alive. Granados, Rangel, Gallant touches it into the
Caught
open
him sleeping.
space.
Good job. We'll take it any day of the week, man.
23-21 in favor of the Lady Cardinals, and Chloe Jones will be back to serve. The last time she served 6 points straight. Let's see if we can keep one going.
Oh,
and
you
I
jinxed
her.
You do that to her every time, poor girl.
23-22, she hits it in the net.
We're going to make a new rule. When she's serving, you can say her name, but I can make the rest of the comments, okay?
I jinxed her. So here goes Sauceda. She throws it up and hits it over.
It's a good serve.
Good first touch there by Granados. Over to Rangel. Rangel to Bella Garrett.
Bella Garrett
slams it in for the point.
That senior coming in tonight, huh?
24-22. The Lady Cardinals are with a set point here. Denise Rangel will go back to serve, the senior. Everybody's going to stand up, so our viewers at home, it's going to get tough to see, just so you know. Here goes the serve by Rangel.
Yep, no return.
And the Lady Cardinals win set one, 25-22.
And we needed that win right there. We came back, we had the lead, we lost it and came back and won it, which is building character there, right?
Yep. So it is 25-22, the first set. Eunice now up 1-0.
A minute ago when I announced the coach for the Eunice Cardinals, I said Robbie McBee.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I know her by the first name basis. Now it's hard to call her Miss Robinson.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I do that, so I was like, bear with me. And then they turn the lights off, so I'm old. I'm adjusting to it, and they bring me the phone midway. So next time you do it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty funny, though. So the Lady Cardinals win set number one, and now we are preparing for set number two. The Lady Cardinal cheerleaders are going to start throwing some balls up here.
So watch that camera, huh?
I'm telling you, occasionally they get pretty good at
I was gonna
up here real hard.
I was gonna tell you. You ever seen dodgeball?
Yeah.
You ever seen the announcers of Ocho Cinco?
Yeah.
I was looking at that. That kind of looks like us.
You know, I want to make sure that we remind everybody that the Eunice Cardinal football team will be playing Friday night. The state playoff brackets are out. Eunice will be hosting Hagerman. And for those of you that remember the cardiac game that we had with Hagerman last time, it was an overtime game here at Eunice Cardinal Stadium.
That was a crazy game, wasn't it?
And, man, if we have another one like that, I may need to see if I can find me an ICU bed somewhere because I know beds are tough to find.
Don't forget you have to get tickets online.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have that address with you or not.
Yeah, kind of a strange thing. I've had several, especially the older folks in the community, that have asked me about that, saying we can't go buy a ticket. And I said, I don't know.
Well, they can always listen to it on the radio or log in.
There you go. You know, when I went to vote today, once again, remind everybody to go vote. When I went to vote today, there were several of the little ladies working in there that said, we always listen to you guys. Y'all do such a good job. So, you know, we try to make it fun and entertaining and kind of bring the game home to some of you that can't come.
Especially for the citizens of Eunice.
Absolutely.
Make it the best for them and whoever else can listen to us, and hopefully I enjoy it as well.
So Granados is going to start serving. She's going to be the server to start this set. Eunice will be serving to the Lea Panthers. It's going to be, looks like similar setup to the last time. Kenley Acosta Jones and Granados in the back. Parker, Rangel, and Gallant in the front. Nunez with a good first
dive,
touch.
Jones.
Dive and save there by Chloe. Oh, and then they set up there to Parker. Parker hit it into the net.
But on Parker's defense, that set was way too far back for her to try to do that.
Well, and that's what I was talking about before the game. When I watch these other teams, they'll get up off the floor even from the back row and send it over. We struggle if that ball's not set right at the net. So there's a set by Parker. Parker sets Rangel. Rangel hits it across. I'm in the meantime trying to catch up with my score app here.
Bad play there on Chloe on the back end. There was a little miscommunication between her and number 5, Costa. We need to get that fixed right now.
Yeah, so Jones and Acosta misplay a ball back there. Jones gets the touch on it, and it falls to the ground. It's now 2-0 in favor of Lea. Here's the serve from the Panthers. They set Gallant. Gallant slams it down, but the Panthers keep it alive.
That should be 4. They kept their lap and didn't get the ball over, so that's a good job for us.
So the Lady Cardinals pick up a point. That's their first point of the set. It's now 2-1 in favor of the Lea Panthers. Chloe Jones will be back to serve, and I won't say a word.
And she's going to serve it right over. You did a good job there. You can say whatever you want.
Number 2, Arzarte Lujan, sets it over to number 9, Ramirez. Ramirez slams it down. The Cardinals keep it alive,
Good
and
job,
then Parker finishes it off at the net.
She got that little English roll on that one, huh?
2-2. It's a tie ball game here, or tie set.
Is that how you say it, the English roll? Or
Yeah, little English. I
little
think English
English.
roll is something you eat with butter.
Man, I'm hungry, huh?
Maybe some jelly, some jam.
That's our
I
new
guess.
sponsor. Good 50-50 ball.
Rangel
Eunice
wins
won
the
it.
50-50 ball.
Got a new sponsor at the donut shop.
So it is 3-2 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
Good job there on that 50-50 ball. We won that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Rangel went up and got it.
Write that down.
Chloe
So
Jones
we get
throws
those.
it up and hits it across.
Good job, Chloe.
Zhao gets a first touch. They're going to set it over to number 9. That is Ramirez. Ramirez to Jones. Jones to Granados. Rangel comes through and hits that one out of bounds.
She hits it with the palm of the
yes,
hand, yeah.
Like way down at the base, almost at her wrist.
Kind of
It's
what
like
they
she
teach you
bends
to.
her arm back. And
We got him in that chokehold, how to hit him. You don't put him in the
Yes.
whole space, hit him with the palm of your hand, right?
Sauceda, the junior, will be back to serve for the Lady Panthers. Number 1, she throws it up, hits it over. There's some miscommunication in the back, but they keep it alive. Jones comes through and just hits it back across to the Panthers. Panthers struggle with it, but they get a good set out of it on the scramble, but Tavares hits it into the net. It's now 4-3 in favor of the Lady Cardinals.
On something on Jal like that, they need to capitalize. Like when it's a free ball like that, they need to just take advantage of it.
And their person that saved it out of bounds hit it perfect right up there to the front of the net. Rangel back to serve. The senior, number 10, throws it up, hits it over. First touch by the Panthers is not a good one. They struggle with it.
Oh, they got the ball back over.
Oh, and they kept it alive. And Parker, the ball went off the tip of the net there.
And came down, hit her in the face, correct?
Yeah.
And it bounced back to the back, and the person in the back was not expecting it.
So it's 4-4. Tie ball game here.
4-4,
Number 7, Tavares, back to serve. She throws it up and hits it over, the sophomore. Rangel with the first touch.
Right into
Parker
the
with
wall.
the next touch. Then Granados just clears it. Sauceda with the set. She sets number 3. That is Nunez. Nunez, we play it back up to Parker. Parker
that was
hits
in.
it in right in the back. It's now 5-4.
That's pretty how it floated over everybody. Everybody watched it come down.
So
That's a good job there.
Cardinals take the lead back.
It
It's
is a close
5-4.
game.
It is. It's a back-and-forth battle. I mentioned in our pregame, anytime Eunice and Zhao play each other in anything, tic-tac-toe,
Anything.
chess, it don't matter. It's going to be close. So
Oh,
Parker
man.
hits that one out of bounds. It's now 5-5.
I bought a bottle of water, and I don't know why I left it at. All this running around. I think it's downstairs, down over the downstairs by the thermometer.
But yeah, you can't be leaving your water by the thermometer. So it's 5-5. Here goes number 9. That is Ramirez. Jones with the first touch over to Granados. Granados clears it across. Zhao's just going to send it back. Jones with the first touch over to Rangel. Rangel to Parker. Parker hits it across.
Yeah, do something with the 50-50 ball.
50-50 ball at the net. We don't really get much on it. So Zhao's got another chance. They're going to send it across. Jones with the first touch. Up to Parker.
Give it
Parker to Garrett. Garrett slams it home, but
Once again,
my
Zhao saved it.
Zhao keeps it alive. They're doing some scrambling here at the net. Out to number Zhao sends it back over to Eunice. We got quite a volley going. Parker with the set over
Come
to
on, Kiki.
Zamora. Didi's got to get up there and
Didi.
hit that one. Parker with the first touch over to Granados. Granados to Garrett.
Oh,
And Garrett hits it into the net.
We lost
Got a
that
bad
volley.
Angle.
that was a very good long volley, but we needed to win that volley just to make a point there.
So 5-6, the Lady Panthers lead, and number
9, that good server, Ramirez.
That's number 9, Abigail Ramirez, back to serve. She throws it up and hits it over. Parker with the first touch to Granados. Granados to to Garrett. Garrett slams it down, but Zhao keeps it alive. Number 12, Fuentes, sends it back across for the Cardinals. Rangel and Jones collide in the back.
That's the point they couldn't handle that hit, could they?
But we get a good hit and get a point out of the deal. So
Which
it's
we
now
needed.
6-6.
6-6. I'm glad these games are not timed or these sets.
Yeah. So Garrett back to serve, the senior. She throws it up, hits it across, and hits it into the net.
Man.
So that's a free point for the Panthers.
Panthers. 7-6. We need our serves.
So
we
number
need to make
12, Fuentes, the senior, back to serve. for Lady Panthers. Takes her time, throws it up, hits it across. Rangel with the first touch. It goes backwards. Jones hits the next touch over to Gallant. Gallant clears it. First touch there by number 12, Fuentes. They set number 3, Nunez.
Yes.
Nunez slams it down our throat.
Came down hard. They just couldn't handle that first hit, man.
So that is 6-8 in favor of the Lady Panthers.
We need to keep hustling out there, ladies. Let's go.
Number
Get it together.
12, Fuentes back to serve again for the Panthers. She throws it up and hits it over. Rangel with the first touch. It's a 50-50 ball up over the net. Eunice just clears it. There's Salceda over to number 3. That's Nunez. Jones with a good first touch.
Give it to
And
him.
they just clear it back over the net.
You need to set those, coach.
Salceda to
From
Nunez.
the back row.
And Ramirez. And Ramirez slams it out of bounds.
All the way to Hobbs, right?
Pretty dang close. At least Monument or something.
We're not taking advantage on those free balls over here. Our setters are keep pushing it over instead of giving it to number 2, 3.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give it to her. She's there for a reason.
Yeah,
My
so
opinion.
Here goes Acosta. She's back, ready to serve. She's going to throw it up, hit it over. Ramirez with the first touch, and then Jal just clears it. Parker to
There it is.
Granados to...
There it is.
And that is
There
a
it is.
point because that's a deflection.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
Can they hear us?
I think they've got an earpiece down there. They're listening to us.
At least somebody is, right?
Yeah. So Tinley Acosta back to serve, the junior, number 5. Eunice has tied it up now, 8-8. Eunice won the first set. She hits that one across. Good serve there. Chow does a good job keeping it alive, and Herrera is just going to send it across to the Cardinals. Jones with the first touch over to Parker.
Nice soft touch on that
and
one.
then Gallant touches it across. Chow keeps it alive, but they hit it into the net.
We'll take that all day, boss.
And the Lady Cardinals get the lead back. It's now 9-8.
Man, we need to keep the serves going.
So Tinley Acosta back to serve. She throws it up, hits it across. Good serve. Chow with a good first touch. Salceda with the set. They set number 13. That's Herrera. Eunice has a tough first touch. And then Gallant
just went
hits
out
it
of bounds.
across, but it is out of bounds, and it's a tie game again, or tie set, 9-9.
Right there, we didn't handle the ball at all when it came back. We didn't control the ball at all, coach.
So number 3, Natalie Nunez, back to serve. She's usually a good server. She throws it up, hits it over. It's back toward Parker. Parker with the first touch. Over to Rangel. Rangel to Granados. Granados clears it.
Free ball.
Good first touch for the Lady Panthers. They set at the net, and nobody gets to it.
If you pay attention to Jal, when they set that way, that both hitters come to the net. And that confuses our defense how to set up, which way to even know how to read the person.
So it's 9-10. The Lady Panthers are leading again. Number 3, Nunez, hits that one out of bounds.
That's
So
our
Jal-
best defense so far.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jal returns the favor. A mistake with a mistake. It's now 10-10.
It's going to be a long night. Remember, they close at 7 to vote tonight.
Granados back to serve. She throws it up, hits it over. It's a good serve. Jal has a big-time collision
on the court.
in the back. Hope everybody's okay, because that was dang sure
They all got up, so
that looked like a football collision. So number 14, Yolanda Granados, is back to junior. She hits it across. Good first touch there, and Jal just clears it. Acosta over to Gallant. Gallant to Granados, who clears it. Jal with the first touch. They're going to set it over for somebody.
what was that? It's effective.
Man, whatever it was, it scored them a point. It's 11-11 now.
That ball came off twisting 5 different angles.
You know, you mentioned that little wrist cockback hit with the palm. That's kind of
exactly
what
what she
happened
did.
there. So Herrera with the serve. She hits it to Acosta. Acosta to Parker. Parker to Rangel, and Rangel hits it into the net. So Jal regains the lead at 12-11.
12-11. Come on, ladies. We need to go all out, ladies.
Anisha Herrera, the freshman, back to serve. She hits it to Rangel. Rangel to Parker. Parker sets Gallant, and Gallant slam dunks it.
That's beautiful, wasn't it?
It looked like Dominique Wilkins or Sean Kemp back in the day.
She gets one, and she's out.
Yeah, so now she goes and sets down. Jones will be back to serve. It's 12-12.
And she served and get a job, too. I see you looking away.
Yeah, I didn't even want to see it. I figure I'd
That's
jinx
out.
her. That ball's out of bounds. So the Lady Cards now lead 13-12.
We need to score every time, even if we're not serving, we need to score.
Jones throws it up, hits it over.
Good serve.
Good first touch.
Oh,
set it to the back row. Jones with a dive and save there. Two Panthers run into each other. Now they're going to clear it. Jones gets it up. Granados with the first touch over to Parker. Parker slam dunks it, but the Panthers keep it alive. Good first touch. Number 7, Tavares.
She hit it out of bounds.
She hit it out of bounds. I couldn't tell where it went. We had some folks standing in front of us.
A large crowd going down, huh?
So it's now 14-12. Eunice with the lead. Jones with 3 service points.
Nice serve.
Good serve there. Good first touch. Saucedo with the set. Jal just clears it. Granados with the first touch. Over to Rangel. Rangel to Garrett. Garrett slam dunks it.
Oh, man, and they saved the ball. Pushed it over, and Kiki went up for the hit.
And it was about 2 foot above her, but she swung at it anyway.
And number 10 tried to save it, and she pushed it out of bounds.
So it's 14-13. Eunice just cannot distance themselves here. Number 1, Saucedo back to serve. She hits that one to Acosta. It's a 50-50 ball. Jal keeps it alive, so does the Cardinals. Rangel sends it back across to the Panthers. Saucedo with the set.
50-50 ball. And we won that one.
And Eunice wins the 50-50 ball. It's now 15-13.
That was a good job on her timing that to go up there and get it.
So Garrett doing a good job there at the net. It's 15-13, and we'll have the senior, Rangel, back to serve. So Rangel throws it up, hits it over.
It's a nice, fast serve. Good job.
Jal kind of act like they were going to jump out of the way, and they did. It's now 16-13, the ace from the senior Rangel.
I like how you said that you act.
Yeah. So Jal's coach wants to talk about it. They're going to call a timeout here. Coach May says, I don't like what I'm seeing. It's 16-13 in favor of the Eunice Cardinals.
And that's good that we got that momentum going right now. We need to maintain it. We got to have that discipline, Coach.
We're up 3. Well, we need to be up 10, just to be safe.
Correct.
This back and forth gets a little spooky.
And if you notice, the Jowls out hustling us a little bit more. Because a lot of plays, they should have been points in any other team, but they've chased that ball down and got it over to us. So we need to keep hustling, get this win.
Yeah, got to play with some intensity. I know on paper this should be an easy win for the Lady Cardinals. However, this is why you never come into a game thinking you got an easy win.
Yep.
And as we mentioned earlier, it's Eunice versus Jal. You can always expect a tough game here. So Rangel, the senior, back to serve again. They throw it up and hit it over.
And they cannot handle it.
Eunice, Rangel with the service point.
It's going to get rowdy, Coach.
The football team for the Cardinals and the football team for the Panthers are on opposite sides, getting a little noisy with each other. Rangel throws it up and hits it across. First touch from the Panthers. Saucedo sets.
Oh, good block. They landed out of bounds.
Ramirez does a real good job hitting that ball. She hits it into the block, but the block goes out of bounds, so it's now 17-14.
At least she was there for it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of help for the back row, blocking that ball like that.
So number 7, Araceli Tavares, back to serve. She throws it up and hits it over. Rangel with the first touch, over to Parker. Parker to Didi.
Oh, there you go.
Hits it in.
That's what I was talking about. Hit it every time, girl.
18-14. 18-14 in favor of the. There's a battle going back and forth between Jal and the Eunice football programs. Parker throws that one up, hits it across. Saucedo's going to set.
A back row set.
Ramirez slams it in, but Parker keeps it alive, and Eunice just sends it back. Saucedo, Ramirez.
Oh, she pushes that ball.
To Jones to Parker.
Dude, kill it, girl.
Parker to Garrett, and Garrett finds the floor with a point.
That's pretty beautiful how she came across her body and kind of swung on and got a point.
So it's
That's a good job on the ladies.
19-14.
And this energy from the crowd's feeding the team, if you can tell.
Yes, we got a little juice going here. Parker throws that one up and hits it.
I thought I was going to clear it. Coming across like that.
So it's 19-15 here in set number 2. Eunice won the first set, 25-22, after leading by 11 or 12 points at one point.
Was it 19-15 right now?
Number 9, Abigail Ramirez, the senior, back to serve. She throws it up, hits it over. Jones with a good first touch. Over to Granados. Granados to Didi. Didi hits it across.
50-50. Oh.
Up, Zhao keeps it alive, and then they hit it into the ceiling, and Eunice gets a point out of that.
No, that should have been 4 hits on Zhao because nobody touched it. It touched the net.
I agree. I thought the same. That's definitely not the way they called it. So Garrett is back to serve for the Lady Cardinals, the senior. She throws it up and hits it over.
Good.
Good first touch.
Yep.
And Zhao
we'll take
hits
that
it
all
into
day.
the net. A point there by the Lady Cardinals, and Garrett with a service point. Coach May and the Zhao Lady Panthers want to talk about it. It's 21-15. Eunice in the lead here in set number 2.
It's a good job. The Lady Cardinals right now are playing off the energy of the crowd.
Yep. So 21-15. Eunice won set number 1, 25-22. So if they could pick this one up, they would only have 1 remaining. They need to finish this one off and not let the Lady Panthers make a run and close that gap.
Yeah. That's very good advice. Hopefully they heard you. And we can do that.
I noticed down there against the wall, you've got Eunice Mayor Billy Hobbs.
Which wall?
He is running. I saw his head
coming
right
up
down there. He's running against Don Owens in the mayoral election that's going on right now. Wish both those guys the best of luck. Got several others running as well. Eunice ready to serve. Bella Garrett's got it. She's going to throw it up and hit it over.
Nice
First touch by the Panthers. They set it up. They hit it across. Rangel to Parker to Gallant.
Ooh.
But Gallant got it in the net.
It was a good hit. The ball was just a little too far over the net, and she did the best she could with what she had, right?
So 21-16. Eunice in the lead. Number 12, Zeta Fuentes, back to serve for the Lady Panthers. She's a senior. She throws it up, hits it across. Rangel's first touch goes off the ceiling, but Granados keeps it alive.
Was able to play with that, huh?
And Gallant hits it down.
Give it to
Eunice
her.
or Zhao keeps it alive. Parker's going to set Gallant.
Ooh, right in the face.
Gallant hit the young lady from Zhao in the face with the ball, and then it bounced all the way over to the bench.
And the other girl dove for and barely missed it, too, for Zhao.
Wow.
They're hustling.
Yeah,
Zhao was hustling.
22-16. The Lady Panthers trying to stay alive here.
Who's serving? Chloe? No, Acosta?
Tinley Acosta, the junior, will be in to serve. Number 5. It's 22-16 here in set 2. Eunice won set 1. Acosta throws it up and hits it over. It's a good serve.
Sounds like a fast serve, huh?
Yeah, kind of funny looking, but it was a good serve.
We'll take it.
Eunice sets Gallant. Gallant hits it across.
Like a little
Zhao with a good first touch. Salceda sets number 13, Herrera.
Oh, once again, that back row miscommunication on 0 and 5. We need to work that out, Coach. It's 2 points these 2 sets. A point last set and point this one.
22-17.
Did you see that number 0 taking charger? Understand, this is my area and this is your area. I think that's what she told her.
So number 3, Nunez back to serve. Throws it up and hits it over. Rangel took that one in the face. So Zhao took one in the face a while ago on the show Coming to America. Eddie Murphy stands up and yells, "In the face! In the face!" So every time I see something like this in a game, that automatically comes to my head. In the face!
It's hard not to scream that, right? On the radio.
So it's 22-18. Natalie Nunez back to serve. She throws it up and hits it over. Jones with the first touch. Up to Granados. Granados sets Rangel. Rangel with a good shot, but Zhao keeps it alive.
And it's coming over.
They get it back across.
Quick, make it quick.
Parker, Gallant slams
Ooh,
it
all the way down. That's a good hit.
And that was beautiful.
And we need more of those. We need those quicker because Zhao was off balance, man.
23-15. Granados back to serve for the Lady Cardinals. Yolanda back. She throws it up, hits it over. Zhao misplays the first touch. Then they get it back in play, and they're going to clear it. Jones with the first touch.
It to her.
Up to Granados.
Oh, no, the other way. Oh, we'll take that too.
To Parker. Zhao dives in, tries to keep it alive, but Parker picks up the little kill or the hit or the slam dunk, and it is
we'll call it a point.
Or it is game point here, set point, 24-18. Yolanda Granados back to serve for the Lady Cardinals. Throws it up, she hits it over. Zhao with a good first touch. Salcedo with the set. Number 13, Herrera hits it across. Jones and Acosta run into each other, but they keep it alive. Eunice just clears it back to the Panthers. The Panthers come up and hit it across. Jones with the first touch.
Give it to her. There it is. Money.
To Gallant.
Oh.
Zhao keeps that one alive somehow. And then Zhao hits it into the net. It's 25-18. Eunice takes set number 2.
This was a very good game. Once we started pulling away, we showed our energy there and our character, you could say, right?
Yes, sir. So 25-18 in that one. The first one was 25-22. All the little cheerleading thrown volleyballs are about to come, so we'll probably get one in the eye.
So I got a question for you, Mr. Jones. What is the settings right now for district play? If Jal loses, they're completely out of the playoff picture, or no? Or you don't know anything about?
Well, from what I understand, there's no district tournaments this year. So, that kind of changes things from kind of the normal makeup. But as far as the overall standings, I mean, the Tatum has pretty much won district. I guess they could lose, but I don't think they have the toughest games this week, if that makes sense.
Watch it.
So Tatum will win district. Hagerman and Eunice are battling it out for second, basically. And then, you've got Jow and Loving kind of chasing at the bottom right now, trying to just finish the season and move into basketball season. And so that's kind of the way that is. Like I said, they're not having a district tournament this year. Normally, after this week, the last place team would travel to the fourth place team. And whoever won that game would travel to the third place. And whoever wins that game goes to second place. They're not doing that this year, is what I was told today. So they're going to seed the teams this weekend on Sunday. So our last game will be Thursday in Hagerman. If we pick up this win here today, we're sitting in the number 7 spot in Max Preps. Once again, as I mentioned in my pregame, a lot of people say, that stuff don't matter. Oh, it absolutely matters. It's one of the 6 criteria they use for bracketing. And so we're currently sitting in 7. We are number 4 overall in overall record in the state, and that is another one of the criteria.
That's a big plus.
So if we could win tonight and win Thursday, then that would pretty much guarantee us, I think, a top 7 seed.
Do the top 7 go to Albuquerque and play, or they play locally?
Top 4 automatically skip next week's play and go to Albuquerque the following week. So they're putting 12 teams in the bracket this year. Number 5 through number 12 will be matched up, 5 versus 12, 6 versus 11, 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9, and then the higher seed will host that game next week. Whoever wins that one-game matchup goes to Albuquerque, and those 4 teams, along with the 4 teams that got the bye, those top 4, will have an 8-team double elimination tournament in Albuquerque in 2 weeks.
Thank you for that clarification. Just in case somebody didn't hear it earlier.
Yeah.
They heard it again, and they're ready for it.
So anyway, it's these games are extremely important. For the Panthers, they're important. Looking at the numbers, I looked today, I don't think the Panthers have a chance to make the tournament just the way the numbers are right now. But they've got a chance to finish with their head held high. And, they've got some youngsters out here on this team.
They're going to be tough next year.
Yep. So number 12, that's Fuentes with the serve. Jones gets the first touch. Rangel sends it back across to the Panthers. And that was number 13, Herrera. Granados to Parker, Parker to Rangel, and Rangel with one of her good spikes right there. She has 2 or 3 of those a game where you're like, wow, just
where did that come from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her feet get up off the floor like 3 feet in the air, and she slams it down.
We'll take it.
Yes, I'd like to see a whole bunch more of those because she can do it. Granados back to serve here.
And Giles putting a lot of subs in right now. Put that whole back row in, right?
And I don't know what they've got going. I don't know if they play again this week or not. Here goes the serve from Granados. Granados' first touch goes into the net, but the Panthers send it back to the Cardinals. Chloe Jones over to Granados, over to Gallant,
right into the net.
And Gallant hits that one into the net.
We needed that, Coach. Now it's 1-1 again.
Yep. Tie matchup here in set number 3.
Eunice leads, right?
Eunice leads the sets 2-0. This is number 3. Natalie Nunez throws it up and hits it over. The junior.
That's a good
Granados
serve.
with the first touch. Over to Parker. Parker to Rangel. Rangel hits it up and over. Zhao
Give it
keeps
to her.
alive.
There it is.
Rangel to Gallant.
And just pushes that ball through. Good hit.
Drives it in there.
Good hit. But she goes
using
out.
that power.
Oh, is she going to get the serve? Yes.
Oh, wow.
This is something different. It's a good job. This is where people who watch the game, you know what, cheer for her. That way she can get a good hit here. Good serve.
And so here it goes. Gallant with the serve. She hits it up. It's a 50-50 ball.
And nobody returns it. Good job. We'll take that all day.
Yeah. So it's 3-1 in favor of the Lady Cardinals. I don't know that I've seen Gallant serve it all year.
I concur.
So there's the serve from Gallant. Gallant, the first touch, then it's over to Saucedo. Saucedo.
Give it to her. Back row spike.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I'd like to see more of that.
Oh, Zhao tried to push it over. Nothing happened out of that.
So it's now 4-1, and so Gallant picking up a few service points here, and she is getting back here to serve again.
That's good.
She hits another serve over. Zhao just clears it. Granados
Good
to
set.
Rangel to Parker.
Help.
Parker got blocked at the net. Rangel sends that one back across. Number 13, that's Herrera, sends it back to Gallant, who's playing the back row.
That's 2 hits.
Some confusion in the back row, and we get a double hit. So
And-
it's now 4-2.
And the good thing about that, it was hit the 23 to Gallant, and she plays the ball. And it was the first hit, actually. I mean, it was decent.
And then the next hit, everybody was confused because they're not used to all being back there together. So it's 4-2. So here goes 13, Herrera. She sends it across to Acosta.
50
Acosta with a 50-50 ball. Parker does a good job of
pushes
finding
it
the open
over.
space with it.
Caught him sleeping.
It's 5-2.
You're a bubble buster, you know that?
I'm all for trying stuff. I just think that at this part of the season, you got to have an idea of what we're doing, and we're mixing it up here in 2 games before state.
Yeah, I hear you. Trying to figure it out in other words, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out at the wrong time of figuring. So Rangel back to serve. She throws it up and hits it across. First touch from the Lady Panthers. They're going to set up number 7, Tavares.
Good job.
Boy,
Good
Jones
hustle.
dives across the back, and Parker sends it back across the net. So Saucedo sets it over to
Oh,
Ramirez.
they called it.
And then we get a double hit on our end.
Yeah, she kind of palmed in, pushed it over to number 6.
So it's 5-3.
But Eunice did a good job out there hustling for that ball, that misplay.
That's number 1, Liliani Saucedo, back to
Liliana.
serve.
Looks
Looks like it's with an I at the end. Is that an E or an A?
it's up.
Don't know.
Well, look at me.
Oh, man, Eunice wrestling
Once
with
again,
each other
0-0.
there, but they get it across. Jones with the first touch. Over to Granados. Granados' ball goes backwards, and then Parker struggles with it. And now Zhao has come roaring back like some kitty cats do. It is 5-4.
So in that set, who's the setter there? Gallant?
Yeah,
I mean,
not sure. Granados reaches for it, then changes her mind, then hits it at the last second. Jones with the second touch. And
Zhao hits it
hits
into the
that
net.
one into the net. That's Ramirez. You know, she's done that a lot tonight. The last time we faced them, she didn't
wasn't
do
doing
that
that,
much.
no.
She about ate our lunch down in
Our
Zhao.
net must be just a little higher.
Yeah, they got that net that hangs from the ceiling, so it's a little looser. All right, so Saucedo sets number 13. That's Herrera. Herrera hits it across. Jones with the first touch. Over to Granados, and then we just hit it back to him. First touch there.
Good push.
Saucedo pushes it across. Number 7, that is Tavares. Didi Zamora hits it across, tries to find the open space.
Try to place that ball, huh?
Yep.
Ooh. Help, somebody.
And Jones, a good touch there. Oh, wow. So Granados picked it up off the floor. Jones runs out of bounds, plays it back in, and then we send it across. Zhao couldn't handle it.
Man, it was a lot of confusion over here, but we made something out of nothing there.
So it's
We got lucky.
7-4. Parker back to serve. She gets a good serve. Zhao hits that one
Oh.
across, and Granados, the ball was going significantly over her head. She was like flying through the air
Something
backwards.
like that. It's a free ball for Eunice. Set it up, spike it. Go back to your bread and butter.
So number 7, Tavares, back. She hits it across. Oh, and then
Yes.
Jones messes that one up. And,
She thought she was a little further back.
she started to let it go, then she changed her mind, and then the last minute tried to reach out and hit it, and that didn't work. So it's 7-6. Number 7, Tavares hits it across.
Hit a bullet.
Good serve there from her. And
And there it was what you said earlier in the game. The hitters were waiting for the ball. The ball did not get to them. They're too far to run to it. So
it's 7-7. Jow has tied it up here. Araceli Tavares back to serve again. She hits it across. Rangel with a good first touch. Up to Granados.
A little far back.
Over to Garrett. Garrett slams a good shot down. Jow keeps it alive, though, and Ramirez sends it across. Granados over to Parker. Parker, and Garrett
she hit
got
the pole, huh?
Yep.
Man, we look, call timeout, coach. We need to talk about this, man. We look kind of like we're falling apart.
Yeah, a little discombobulated.
That's a big word, discombobulated.
Discombobulous, something or another, Tori. 7-8, Eunice is trailing. First touch by Rangel. Parker over to Didi. Didi hits it across. 13 is Herrera.
Oh.
That was number 3, Natalie Nunez.
Caught her sleeping on that back corner, man.
Back into the far back corner. Jones dove and got a hand on it, but it didn't go anywhere.
When they're hit that fast in that back corner, it's truthfully and honestly, it's just almost impossible to get to, man.
Jow takes the lead here, 9-7. Rangel with a first touch. We hit it across, so now they're going to have a chance for a free one. Here they come. Wow.
It's kind of tipped at the net and came off bad. And
so it's now 10-7 in favor of the Lady Panthers. Here in set number 3, Eunice won the first 2 sets. Araceli Tavares, the sophomore, back to serve. She hits one long. Rangel with a good first touch. Up to Granados, over to Garrett. Garrett slams it down, but the Panthers keep it alive. Jow just going to send it over to our side. Granados to Parker. Parker up to the net.
Oh,
and we miss it.
Kiki misplayed it.
It is now
It was a good
11.
set, but it was just Kiki miss.
7-11.
Not Kiki, Didi.
For all your big gulp needs, go down to the 7-11. I know that Parker Energy stops by 7-Eleven to get a big gulp when they're thirsty. So thank you to our sponsors. Jones plays that one back across the net after a good serve. And the Panthers can't get back to it.
They cannot
so that
control.
makes it 8-11. Whether it's 8 in the morning or 11 in the morning, Devon Energy's out there hustling, keeping that oil coming up out of the ground.
Production,
so that you
baby.
and I will have some. We appreciate Devon Energy, one of our sponsors. Parker Jones hits that one across. That serve was brought to you by Eunice Pump and Supply.
Oh, now it's in. That's a senior mistake. We cannot afford that, Coach.
That ball was hit down the line. Rangel reached for it and then pulled back at the last minute, and it hit in.
When you're in doubt, you play it, right?
So it is now 12-8. Jow will be serving here. This is Abigail Ramirez, the senior. She throws it up and hits it across. Rangel with a first touch over to Granados. Granados to Gallant. Gallant jumps up and hits it. Jow keeps it alive. They set number 13. That's Herrera. Jones with the first touch on her spike. Didi Zamora hits that one into the net.
She's struggling tonight. It's hard to come back into it after 2 weeks off, Coach.
It is 8-13. Here in set number 3, Eunice won the first 2 sets. Abigail Ramirez, the senior, back to serve for Jow. She throws it up and hits it over. Jones with the first touch, up to Granados. Granados to Gallant. Gallant hits it deep. Jow keeps it alive. They send it back across. Jones with the first touch. Over to Parker. Parker to Gallant. Gallant hits it across, but Jow keeps it alive.
Give
Jones
it to her.
with the first touch.
Give
over
it to
to
her.
Parker. Gallant
Pushes that ball through. There it is.
She said, "Get off me, punk!"
Yes.
And slammed it down
Yeah.
into the defensive teeth.
We needed that energy right there bad.
It is 9-13 after the "Get off me, punk" spike.
Brought to you by
Cardinal Hardware. When you need nails to nail it like she just nailed that spike, you go right on down there to Cardinal Hardware. Jow tips that over the net. Rangel keeps it alive, over to Rangel, or back to Granados, back to Rangel. Jow clears it back to Eunice. Jones with the first touch, over to Parker. Parker to Granados. Granados bumps it over nice and soft so that they can play it back our way now. Granados with the first touch, over to Parker. Parker to Gallant. Gallant hits it across.
It's a good volley here.
Salcedo with the double touch. That'll be a free point for the Cardinals. It's 13-10.
We're creeping back.
Slowly but surely. Halloween just passed. We're creeping, just like they creep on Halloween. I was looking across here to see if I could see any sponsors that had any Halloween creep, but
And Jow just misplayed that completely.
Yes, they did.
A player ran into the ball instead of playing it.
So Tinley Acosta with a nice service point right there. It's now 11-13. The Cardinals are creeping.
You can creep your vehicle out to the the mechanic place. What's it called?
Zia Otto.
Yes.
Jones with the first touch. Over to Parker. Parker to Gallant. Gallant
Slams it down. There it is again.
12-13. That slam dunk was brought to you by Redbird Gas. If you need some gas, you go down there. You don't get a slam dunk, but you get some gas at Redbird Gas. Bart Parker. Tinley Acosta throws it up. She hits it over. First touch there by the Panthers. Panthers hit it over to number 13. That is Herrera. She just clears it.
Give it to her.
Gallant to Parker to Gallant. Gallant says, "Get off me, punk."
Keep feeding her, man. Keep feeding her. Give it to her every time, man.
13-13.
She just brought us back, her and the servers.
It is. We're back in this ball game. It's tied up in set number 3. Eunice won the first 2 sets. Jal's been ahead this one most of the set. Acosta with a good serve. Jal Salcedo sets it over to number 13. Jones picks it up off the floor, and the Cardinals keep it alive. Jones, Parker to Acosta. And then number 3, Natalie Nunez, says, "Let me show you something."
I can hit it too, she said, huh?
Yep.
I hit all 3 players in the hands and just kept going.
So it is 14-13.
But we're back in the game, Coach.
The Lady Panthers in the lead. Number 12, Zeta Fuentes, the senior, back to serve. She throws it up and hits it. It's a long one. Jones with a good first touch up to Granados. Granados out to Rangel. Rangel slams it down, but the Panthers keep it alive, and then Jal's just going to send it back across. Rangel to Parker. Parker to Rangel. Rangel hits it down the line, and it's a good one. And it is now tied up 14-14.
That was a good hit up the line, and nobody was expecting that.
Here in Joe Langston Gymnasium. That point was brought to you by the Eunice Public Schools. For all your points, you can get them right here. Joe Langston Gymnasium and the Eunice Public Schools. Thank you to our sponsors. First touch there is up. It's a 50-50 ball.
And we won it.
And the Rangel still at the net jumping around. We'll call her the jumping bean after that one. She was just bouncing around down there. Looked like the little jumping bean car.
I don't know, man. She's going crazy after jumping around, swiping at things, hitting things.
15-14. The Cardinals are now in the lead. Jal's kind of discombobulated there. They clear it across. Jones with the first touch.
Ooh,
Granados to Gallant, and Gallant hits it down to Jal.
And she let that ball travel in too much on her.
She was trying to hit that one down toward Devon Energy's wells that they've got on 128. Thank you to Devon Energy. It's 15-15.
15.
Number 3, Natalie Nunez, one of their better servers, back to hit it. She throws it up, hits it over. Jones with the first touch. It's a good one. Up to Parker. Parker to Gallant. Gallant
she's a love tap, huh?
And just taps it home.
Just
tap it in there.
That's all it takes, man.
It is now 16-15.
And she's going to serve again.
In the lead. Zia Auto Shop can help you tap any of those nails you get in your tires out. They'll fix your tire or oil change. Thank you, Zia Auto Shop and the Whitmire family. Salcedo is going to set number 7. Number 7 is Tavares. Parker jumps up, slams
good hit.
one
Again.
home.
Oh.
Just get a good first touch. Now we need a set. Over to Garrett. Garrett hits it in. Jal keeps it alive. Salcedo to Herrera.
Oh, she's blocked at the net.
Blocks it at the net and sends it back across, but the Panthers in the scramble get it back over. Parker's going to send it across. Salcedo setting number 13, Herrera again. Herrera sends it across. Parker keeps it alive. Rangel sends it across. Salcedo sets them in the back row. Tinley Acosta with a good first touch. There's some confusion because you got Gallant in the back.
And Jao on that volley.
Yes, they did. It's now tied up.
If I was Jao on this side, I would have hit straight to 23. She looks so out of place out there. She looks like a fish out of water.
You know, she is very capable of playing that position.
Of course. She just needs to practice.
But she hasn't done it all year, and so she does look like she's not real sure where she's supposed to go back there. Parker hits that one across, and Jal hits it into the net.
7-16.
So 17-16. Eunice leads by 1 here in set number 3. They won the first 2 sets. The senior, Denise Rangel, goes to the back to serve. Didi Zamora comes in. Tinley Acosta goes out. Rangel throws it up and hits it over. It's a good serve. Good first touch, though, from the Panthers, and then they just send it across. Rangel with the first touch. Over to Granados. Granados to Parker.
Oh,
Parker
I think that was
gets
going out of
blocked
bounds.
At the net.
That thing was rotating towards out of bounds, and Bella touched it. We shouldn't have done that, but it's okay.
So it's
Hindsight's 50-50, right?
17 to 17, yes, sir. This next serve is brought to you by the Eunice Health Clinic, although it's a gel serve. There's the first touch. Over to Parker and Rangel, or Didi, who kind of run into each other. It is now 17 to 18.
Come on, ladies, communication out there.
So the Lady Cards now trail 17 to 18. Number 1, Liliana Salceda back to serve. She hits it across. Granados with the first touch. Over to Parker. Parker to Didi. Didi slam dunks it, but the Panthers keep it alive. They're just going to clear it. They hit it back to Jones. Jones with the first touch. Over to Granados. Granados. Oh, wow, that was kind of interesting.
That was
18 to 18. It's all tied again.
It looked crazy, man, but it worked.
I concur. So Kiki Parker goes back to the service line. She throws it up, hits it across. Good first touch there from the Panthers. Over to Salceda. Salceda, man, Ramirez doesn't look like the same Ramirez that played us last week. She's struggling a little bit.
No, Didi got a hit there.
Didi with a nice finish.
If she can be consistent, man, we would have a good front line.
And we definitely need that from her for sure.
From the whole team, man.
She's a junior, so she'll be back next year as well. Kiki Parker throws that one up, hits it across. It's a good serve.
Right
Jal struggles with it.
Is she okay?
Yeah, so it's now 20 to 18. I was confused for just a second.
I thought she was going down for the legs or something.
Yeah. So Kiki Parker back to serve again. Eunice now leads 20 to 18, and Jal wants to talk about it.
Man, these games are close, man. They shouldn't be, but they're close.
Want to make sure we shout out all these sponsors: the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas, Cardinal Hardware, Eunice Public Schools, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, Parker Energy Services. Thank you guys for all you do. We appreciate you. The Cardinals use up about 15 seconds of that timeout, and they're already back out on the court ready to go. Jal's still over in their huddle.
So are we doing the game in Hagerman, sir?
We are not. They do not have that one on the schedule. I've received 2 updated schedules this week, one Sunday and then one today, and neither one of them have Hagerman. So that one is not on the schedule.
But we'll be doing the Friday night
football game Friday night here. So we will cover that game. Parker back to serve. The junior left-hander throws it up, hits it over. Jal with a good first touch. Salceda is going to set Ramirez. Ramirez slams it out of bounds. It is now 21 to 18.
The girls just had to get out of the way of that one. She hit it like trying to hit somebody.
Parker, the left-hander, throws it up, hits it over. Jal with a good first touch. Salceda tries to set it up by the net. Jal just clears it.
Give it to her.
Granados to Parker. Parker to Didi. Didi hits it hard, but Jal keeps it alive. Jal's going to clear that one back across. Jones to Parker. Parker to Garrett. Garrett just bumps it back over and says, here you go, Merry Christmas. Salceda to the Panthers. Jones with the first touch gets it up a little high, close to the net, but Parker keeps it in play. And Granados hits it across. That's number 12, Fuentes. They hit it across.
Oh, 50-50 ball.
That 50-50 ball at the net, and I'm not sure what happened there, but it worked out in our favor. So
she pushed
Jones
that ball
with the first touch, and that's another one of those 50-50 balls. Just hit it across. Oh, man, we've got quite a volley going on here.
Oh, where's her? Man, poor Didi.
Didi's the jumping bean out there. She is jumping all over.
It's awkward how she kind of like palms the ball and pushes it and hits it.
Slam dunks it, yeah. I'm all for it. I like slam dunking. A basketball guy, that's what that looks like to me. 21-19. Here comes the serve. Jones with the first touch. It's a good one. Over to Granados. Granados to Didi.
Ooh.
Didi says, get off me.
Get off me.
22-19.
She must have heard us, man. Telling her to hit that ball.
Yeah. So Chloe Jones goes back to serve. Bella Garrett goes off. Caitlyn Gallant comes in.
So Chloe's going to go up there. I got this one, Coach.
Yep.
Chloe's going to go up there. She comes out to the left-hand side of and the ball's over. Good job.
So there's the first touch. Jal struggles with it, but they keep it alive, and then they hit it out toward Monument.
I think she was trying to hit Coach Robbie.
Yeah. They hit that ball to Monument. It's now 23-19. The Lady Panthers want to talk about it. Coach May says, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yep. You know, the one thing that I've noticed today, we don't have any chairs with wheels on it. So the staff of the Lady Panthers is not out there rolling up and down the sidelines calling the lines for them.
And he does stand up when the Giles girls are serving.
Yeah.
He stands up on that far corner and he throws numbers up like a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1.
Oh, yeah?
If I'm not mistaken, the court has numbers on it, and that's how they tell them where to serve it at. I might be mistaken. Maybe a good trivia question for the crowd out there, Sanders, huh?
Yeah, I don't have any idea. Thank you once again to those sponsors: Parker Energy, Devon Energy, Eunice Public Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware, City of Eunice, Zia Auto, Redbird Gas. Thank you, guys. Chloe Jones ready to serve. It's 23-19.
Throws it up and hits it over. Good job.
Jow with a good, no, not so good first touch. Jow struggling, and then they hit it
You know
out
what?
of bounds.
The player wasn't even on the court.
So it's now 24-19. Eunice 1 point away from ending this match today.
Chloe
Jones
goes up.
with the serve. Zhao misplays it, and she
Yep.
scores an ace to end this game. Chloe Jones with the ace to end. It is now all over. Eunice wins 25-19. So the first set 25-22, second set 25-18, third set 25-19. The Lady Cardinals have won 3-0.
And the Lady Cardinals showed up tonight.
So the Lady Cardinals will travel to Hagerman on Thursday. If they win that game, I think they're a top 7 seed. If they lose it, it is highly likely that they would fall into that number 8-9 spot. And then if they were to lose Thursday, I think they go on the road for that first round of the state tournament. The brackets will come out next week, but you can set and add some of that stuff up, and that's just the way it looks to me.
It's just a lot of work for the coaches to get together and get done. We just need to learn, go out there and win Thursday and take care of it that way.
I agree. In closing, we want to thank everyone for listening to another night of Eunice Cardinal Volleyball here on the Noel Mark Broadcast Network. Thank you to those back at the station for helping us make things work. Thank you to Aaron and TJ for your leadership making this happen. We want to thank those sponsors: Parker Energy, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Cardinal Hardware and Lumber, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. We could not bring this broadcast to you without those sponsors, and those people that aren't able to come would not be able to hear it. So we appreciate you. For Rosendo Caballero, Charlie Fairbrush, and all the crew, I'm Jimmy Jones saying good night, everyone. We will be back Friday night from Eunice, as the Eunice Cardinal football team will host Hagerman in the first round of the state tournament. So anything in closing?
I'm looking forward to the game Friday night, and good luck, ladies, Thursday.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll close it out. Good night.
Good night, guys.